Yo.
What up?
What it do?
What up? What up? What up? What's good, baby?
Up?
Welcome back to the Nonsensical Knowledge Podcast. The boys have been super duper busy, so we really haven't had a lot of time to stay active recently, but we are back on the choo-choo train. And we're looking to get busy, man. We got a lot to get caught up on. Irv, what's good, bro? How is everything?
Yeah, it's fucking good, bro. Damn, I feel good to be back on here, man.
Yeah, it really does, man. It's been so long, and you and I, we talk every fucking day, so it's we end up having a lot of our podcast conversations in person anyway. So, but dude, I titled this episode "The World Is on Fire." Shit is going bananas, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's we say it every episode, but it's like every friggin' time, man. It's just light speed, keep going, bang, 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 bang.
Yo, it's been wild, man. Like every time, we chop it up every day, damn near, and it's just constant, bro. We always talk about the pace of the way things are happening, but it's really rapid pace right now. And hope everybody's just been hanging on, doing their thing, having a good life. You know what I mean? The best you can out here. But I'm ready to get into it, man. It's so much.
Well, first, I guess, first and foremost, we'll get into the obvious situation of that's been dominating recent headlines, and that is of the assassination, public execution of political influencer Charlie Kirk. That is probably the biggest thing right now. I'm sure it happened on September 11th at Utah Valley. I think it was. What was it? Utah. It was something Utah University. And yeah, he was assassinated, man. He was doing his thing. He was doing his college campus tour, which he would go and debate youngsters in the college arenas and essentially debate them on the hot button topics and really just foster a environment of dialogue amongst people and debate, because really, when we stop debating, bro, that's when the violence happens. When people stop talking and working through these issues, that's when violence happens. So on September 11th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, at the age of 31, was assassinated. And this is a big deal. This is a huge deal. This is a person that was a champion of free speech. He was a conservative influencer. Not everybody fucking agrees with everything he says. Whether you're left, right, middle, fucking whatever. In my opinion, in a free country in 2025, there should be no such thing as this assassination happening. You know what I mean? What's your take on it, Irv? And who are we leaning towards the responsibility? Because we got Tyler Robinson on the books as the shooter, but nothing's adding up. we're a conspiracy channel, so we're going to dig into this a bit because the mainstream media and the governor, Kash Patel, the families of each of the boyfriend, and then also of the shooter, they have some varying stories. So, what's your take on it?
Listen, man, you sent it to me. You actually broke it to me, after just getting home, like back to town from work and whatnot, and you sent it to me, and I'm like, Lord, I hit X out, checked the videos out. My initial joint, bro, I was shocked, I was floored, I was saddened, I was angered, like, just because, like, I interacted with his content on a daily basis. Basically, he's on X, you know what I'm saying? So constantly seeing his feeds, shit I didn't agree with, I hit him up, hit up, argue in the comments, whatever. But then, as I got through that kind of like it was tough, bro, emotionally. Like it really hit me. Because he's a young dude. He's out there fighting for what he believes in. Country, his faith, whatever, bro. Like we have conversations. We're down for conversations, but for him to get killed for his conversations is crazy. Fast forward, like as I wasn't really getting into the conspiracy stuff because I'm just like that shit hit me hard. And as I kind of got through that process and rationalized it and see what's going on, the official story is complete garbage, bro. That shit makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. None. And then, all of the fighting, you got Candace Owens going in, you got Tucker going in, Tucker Carlson going in. Matt Gaetz got in there today, like, nah. Roger Stone got in there today, like, nah. And then all of these people are like, we shouldn't question anything. They're like, no, you guys, Tyler Robinson did this. Like, you shouldn't be questioning this. This isn't American. You guys are doing Charlie Kirk dirty by questioning this shit. And I'm like, we haven't, like, they have to give us, like, we haven't anything. Like, they released the JFK files, the MLK files. We still didn't get the Epstein stuff. Like, everything that major thing that we've gone through, bro, has been a lie, bro. So why wouldn't we question this as well?
Well, right. And on the face of this looks like just some radical left-wing cat that was just and we'll get into like the text messages, we'll get into all of the evidence that they've been releasing. But on the face of this, it's essentially this kid was motivated for some apparent reason to kill Charlie Kirk, right? So the mainline story is his homeboy canvassed the university for a few hours. Homie gets on the roof. He had already planted a rifle, something like that, and shoots Charlie Kirk right in the throat, right from about 200 yards away. We see the video, grainy ass video of him running off the roof. I'm sure everybody's seen it. And one thing I really want to point out real quick is how traumatic that fucking video was. Like, everybody on this planet probably saw Charlie Kirk die in real time. Like, literally some Zapruder film type shit where it's like, how many, there was what, 2,000 people on the campus?
Yeah,
and
yeah, at that event.
3,000 people on the campus, and this dude publicly executes Charlie Kirk over his views and so on. But we see the grainy video, right? We see this cat, allegedly this Tyler Robinson, come across the roof, right? Jump down. You don't really see a gun in his hand, and the official narrative is homie runs. He jumps off the roof. He goes into the woods. He stashes the gun after he had already broken the gun down. But then when they find the gun, it's reassembled in the woods. And this whole time, he's allegedly texting his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case is, and essentially laying out the whole fucking thing. To me, it just seems super manufactured, right? Like all of it, the narrative, the kids' parents were diehard MAGA. He was MAGA for a while and then became liberal, and then he, like, this happened so quickly, dude. Like, he became a liberal and then he's shooting Charlie Kirk. Like, that's weird to me. So what do you think, man? What do you think? Do you think Tyler Robinson is the actual shooter? We'll get into some of the stuff, like you said, Candace Owens going off, Tucker Carlson going off, Megyn Kelly going off. A lot of people are disputing the narrative, and they're also kind of putting the focus on this meeting in the Hamptons he had with a couple American Jewish billionaires. What's your take on that shit?
Well, the fact that these billionaires brought Charlie in and had him bring in all of these major influencers among young people to game plan. You know, they say it wasn't a narrative on what to say about Israel or any of that thing, but I think that meeting is dark regardless, bro, because you're taking the most popular influencers and bringing them all in one room with the billionaire donor class and having a closed door meeting.
Well, let's talk about what happened prior to this meeting. So for anybody that hasn't been following, like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and all of this other shit, essentially what happened is Charlie Kirk was hosting a Turning Point USA event, and he platformed people like Dave Smith, people like Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson. But while they were doing this Turning Point USA event, they were hyper critical about Israel, right? And Israel's war in Gaza, Israel's control in American politics. These, like you said, these billionaires like Bill, what's his name? Ackman. Bill right? It's Bill, right?
Yeah, Bill Ackman.
And then Josh Hammer, you know, there was another cat, Seth Dillon, you know what I mean? There was like a lot of these people, you know, so he lined up and moderated a debate between Dave Smith and Josh Hammer, which ended up, in my opinion, Dave Smith, who's just a Jewish comedian. He is very high profile now because of this situation, but at the same time, homie was just a stand-up comedian with an opinion, right? And he is a Jew, so it's like you can't really, like, this is a Jewish person that has very different opinions than the Zionist regimes over there. He ended up making them look really bad, and they held Charlie accountable for it. Tucker Carlson said some shit. You know, Megyn Kelly said some shit. But in the end, what it did is enraged the people that were donating money to Charlie, which was like the big donors, the big Israel donors. Then the meeting in the Hamptons comes, right? They say, yo, what the fuck? They basically are texting this cat that he's an anti-Semite because he hosted people with differing opinions, right? And now, what are we supposed to do out here? Are we supposed to have just echo chambers where you just have all of these billionaire foreign agents, in a sense, pushing a certain narrative? And that's kind of what the thing in the Hamptons was, because they pulled Charlie's card and they were like, yo, come to the Hamptons. They get Bibi Netanyahu on the phone. They offer him something like $150 million and a trip to Israel. Like, yo, shut your fucking mouth and, you know, keep pushing the Judeo-Christian civilization narrative. And when it comes down to it, Charlie, being, I guess, a man of faith and a man of integrity, says, no, I'm not taking your money. I'm not going to Israel. You guys are fucked up. And what, a couple months later, homie shot in the throat, which I feel is like awfully symbolic. Like, yo, we told you to shut your fucking mouth. And now, even if you survive that, you're kind of jammed up. I don't know if I don't know if you're freezing up.
I mean, it's just no, man.
Is it my side or your side?
Might be my side. I was short for a minute there.
No, yeah.
Good?
Yeah. Now you're strizzy.
No, man, so yeah, I was saying that meeting is troubling. The Netanyahu shit is troubling. Like, there's just a lot that just don't sit right, bro. And I mean, cats are really talking like, well, like they're gonna take away the First Amendment in a sense, or they're working on taking that shit away. I mean, they passed some laws for Israel.
Yeah, well, Pam Bondi came out and said that there was like and she being the top prosecutor in the land, bro, should have known she couldn't say this shit. But essentially it was like, you know, there's no room for hate speech in this country, right? Which, you know, obviously over in the UK and shit like that, they're cracking down, putting people in jail for that shit. Over here, listen, this is the Second Amendment, right? Or the First Amendment is the right to a free speech, right? So that means any speech. Just because it's racist or it's hateful or this, that doesn't stop you from getting punched in the face. That doesn't stop you from whatever reaction is going to happen from you exercising that right. But you still have the right to do it. You know what I mean? So even the illest neo-Nazis, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're going to get punched in the eye. But at the same time, they have the right to say that in this country. You know what I mean? And Pam Bondi came out and said that there was no room for hate speech, which makes me feel like they're going to start cracking down on certain levels of speech, right? And as you can see, did you just see they just fired fucking Jimmy Kimmel? Like fucking, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago because of comments over Charlie Kirk. Now, this is the consequence of free speech. All of these people that are getting fucking fired or laid off or, you know, whatever. Yeah, that sucks, bro. But you shouldn't have been a piece of shit online and celebrated a man's public execution. That to me isn't about free speech. That's about you being a piece of shit. So you literally just let everyone know that that's the type of person you are to celebrate a fuck that, like a father, a husband. Who cares what you thought about the dude?
Yeah,
you know. So it really shows me who people are, and I said that in a couple Facebook posts where I said it. I was like, I didn't agree with Charlie on everything. He's a religious dude, and I'm not. But he could also defend his points from a non-religious point of view. So if you can't prove homeboy wrong, you just resort to violence or the lowest hanging fruit you can get with his faith, or he's a fascist, he hates trans, he hates this, he hates that. I have not seen anything hateful from the dude. Have you seen anything hateful from the guy?
No, he's I mean, people are just getting like, they're putting little short reels together, kind of like all of the stuff he says, like added up out of context. Yeah, like you could say it's racist, but it's the way it's made to look. But like, Nah, man, I dug in. Like, all right, like I knew a lot of his content and shit, but he really was on some like we're human beings shit. Like, let's stop using race. Like, we gotta evolve past race. We can't be like so like with the DEI shit, for instance. He's like, you shouldn't fucking give Irv the job because the color of his skin. You should give Irv the job because he worked his ass off and did the things he had to do to get the job. That's a like, oh, well, you're saying he shouldn't get opportunities because of this. Like, they need extra opportunities. But no, in reality, it diminishes my hard work. Like, I busted my ass and I worked. And that's what happened. Like, people would start picking up, like, oh, like, so then it became any black person who was in a position became a DEI person. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was misconstrued. But he more so, he's like, nah, let's get rid of this race shit. Like, let's transcend race. Like, I don't need to look at you as a white dude or black dude or whatever. We're all the exact same. And he saw a study in like 2017, Kirk did on basically a National Geographic study, like skin color is not even a DNA marker difference for us. It's the combination of genes and shit that makes the skin color different. So he was on some like, yo, we're the same, bro. Like, we may have different religions, we may have this, we may have that. But like, and of course he pushed back because they were on the toxic, they were villainizing white dudes just for existing. Like, oh, you're a cis white male, like I hate you. Like, you guys are toxic. You guys are toxic masculinity. Like so yes, he should push back, right? Like, and a lot of his points was why should people hate me just for existing and breathing? You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. And then the only time he really used race was when liberals would bring race into the conversation, and then he would debate them on race. But that's the language that this country speaks in. That's the only reason he ever talked about race. But other than that, he just believed we were all just human beings, bro.
He believed that we were all God's creation.
Yes.
And his faith, was paramount above all. So, and what Christianity taught that dude and teaches every dude. What up, Brian? Shout out to Brian Cookin. What up,
buddy?
Thanks for tuning in, bro. What Christianity, teaches, the real Christianity is you do look past all of that shit. It doesn't matter if you're trans, you're gay, you're fucking anything. And he has specifically stated this as well. Like, no, I'm not to judge you. It's not my job to judge you, right? It's God's job to judge you. And he taught me to love my neighbor. So if you're my neighbor, although I may not agree with your decisions, I still love you as a human being, and so on and so forth. So like, that's what he was out there saying, and, it's, I actually just, I got a video here queued up about DEI, and this is just, I'll run it up real quick so the audience can kind of get an idea.
So you got an anti-DEI shirt on. So this is about to get good.
Well, instead of debating DEI, why don't you define it?
Got you. So diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I know what that means.
Okay, my fault.
I would say DEI stands for didn't earn it.
Ooh, didn't earn it. You've been working on it. I honestly believe that the fact that you got to this point where you was already unrepresented on these campuses already shows that you did actually earn to get those fundings, did actually earn to get that exclusivity tailored to you.
But let's try to find some common ground.
Okay.
Do you think people should be hired based on their race or their competency?
I don't think that. I think they should be race.
Which one?
My fault. Sorry. My fault. I think that they should be hired based on their competency, not their race.
We totally agree, right?
Okay.
So what DEI does in practice, not in theory, is it focuses on race more than competence.
Okay.
That is our concern.
Okay.
And so what I want, and you seem, very passionate about a lot of things, and you obviously have skills for your life. I want you always to be judged on the content of your character, not the color of your skin. Where DEI says, no, we're actually going to care more about skin color than competency. And so what we want is an America based on merit, America based on how hard you work, an America based on what you bring to the table, not just what you look like.
So yeah, that was kind of his thought process on at least DEI. But there's a lot of issues that this dude has covered, right? And from abortion to trans rights to the government to just everything in general. He was probably, I would say, super responsible for getting Trump elected this time around. Like, he was the dude that turned out all of the young conservative youth and got them to the polls to win this election for Trump. You know what I mean? I think it's just sad, bro, that this dude, 31 years old, is now dead. He's gone. Grieving wife, grieving kids. Obviously, the world is grieving. What do you think? Do you think that this Tyler Robinson stuff, especially with the inconsistencies in the investigation, do you think he could be, this was just the lone rogue gunman, or do you think that he had ties to someone else that, again, he pissed off a lot of people towards the end? He was having a change of heart. That wasn't good for a certain nation. And here we are, like you just said a little while ago, they just passed a ton of laws for Israel. Hate speech laws on campus. They're basically, what was the other one you said? That they defense contractors can't say no to supplying them weapons. That's odd to me. But that shit's odd. Why are we? I get it. We have AIPAC and it's like the biggest lobby in Washington, but AIPAC is also for, what is it? The American Israeli Pact or partnership. I can't even remember what it is, but it's basically an Israeli lobby that goes and puts money in the hands of politicians and gets them to support Israel in a sense. How many of them were just over there, Irv?
250 U.S. legislators were in Israel.
That's insanity.
All 50 states. Champion 50 states, one Israel. Basically, almost on the 51st state type. That's what it sounds like. But just educating them about Israel and talking points. Same thing like the Hamptons meeting, but for our politicians.
Right. So essentially it was just this get together of 250 U.S. legislatures in one country over there. Like, that's weird to me, man. Like, why are we doing the bidding of any other country? Take the names away. Like, here we are, and we're just pushing this, and it's almost like it's on loop, right? Like, so it's like all of the time, it's like, yo, Israel, 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 Israel. And Charlie Kirk ended up pissing off a lot of them towards the end. So I'll just run before we get any further into the Charlie Kirk shit, I'm going to play the video of him and Megyn Kelly. And you guys can get an idea of how this dude was feeling and how much pressure homie was under before all of this happened, because it's just convenient friggin' timing for me, right? Like, that this dude is in a beef with all of these billionaires. He turns down their money, turns down the trip overseas to Israel. And next thing you know, there's some kid that just makes a miraculous shot. And I'm not saying it's the hardest shot to make, but you would think you'd be aiming center mass, in my opinion, as opposed to the throat. Like, in my opinion. But let me run this video real quick. Let me see if I can share this. I'm going to try to get it to where. All right.
Question. And so I think it's a hyper paranoid, like, we're just going to try to, we're going to just stamp out everything type of practice. But it goes to the point where, if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really weird, isn't it, Megan? That's
it's
not
so
right.
wrong-headed. I'll tell you this for me. So I got some blowback after saying Mossad possibilities with Epstein, a comment behind which I stand. I mean, I've of course reported what Alan Dershowitz has said as his lawyer. He says, I think he would have told me. He didn't say he had any of those connections. I hear all that. That doesn't mean it's not true. I think all these things should be explored. It's one of the many things that should be explored around Epstein. But saying that, and also saying he might be a U.S. asset, et cetera, doesn't make you anti-Semitic. That's fucking crazy. And then we get to last week, I go on Piers Morgan, right? So I go on Piers Morgan last week. And I don't talk about Israel a lot on this show. I just like covering the day-to-day of a conflict like this is not my thing. It's not what we do here at the Megyn Kelly Show. We haven't done it for Ukraine. We haven't done it for Israel. We haven't done it for a lot of conflicts, but we'll talk about it when big things happen. So Piers talks about it a lot. Piers asked me, it was a very interesting kind of culture study. So he asked me about the photos of the starving children out of Gaza. And I said a couple of things, both of which got a fair amount of pickup. All right. So first, this is what I said about the photos. Listen to SOT 10. Well, I'm always reluctant to put too much stock in the images coming out of Gaza, that phrase, because they're manipulated and they're masters of propaganda and they're fine having their own children starve just as long as they can put them on camera and show them off to the world. That's Hamas. And frankly, it's a lot of Palestinians. So I'm very skeptical of taking those images at face value and saying it's Israel's fault. Okay, so that clip gets circulated.
I'm with you on that.
A million times by my Israeli friends and my Jewish friends online. Like, go Megyn. Yeah, okay, great, cool. Yeah, she's right on. Look at her, speak truth to Piers. And then Piers released as a separate clip my follow-up to that comment. Okay, and here's that.
You're not allowed any nuance, Megyn. It's only tribalism.
No, that's right. So here's SOT 11. Israel, whether it realizes it or not, has made itself the villain of the world in letting this thing go on so long. They have lost support amongst their dearest friends. And even the entire Democrat Party here in the United States has turned against them, and they're losing Republicans by the day here in America, which is their most important ally. So whether the fight continues to be just or not is almost irrelevant. As Trump said when he was running this time last year, not yet elected, time to wrap it up. And that's how I feel too. And I've given Israel a long berth. I fully understand, as an American who was attacked on 9/11, my country was that, when you attack the United States and you kill thousands of our citizens, and Israel was in this position on 10/7, it's fine to respond, and it doesn't have to be proportionate. Whoever said it has to be proportionate. But what Israel's doing now is losing its standing with the rest of the world. It's starting to lose too, even with its closest friends, its moral reputation, its moral high ground. And as Trump said a year ago, time to wrap it up.
Well said.
The 25 text messages from people I know, like friends who are pro-Israel, like, I'm so sad that you've left us. I'm so sad let's debate it. Many Jewish advocates saying, let me come on your show and we'll debate. There's nothing to debate. I'm on Israel's side. Just stop. Me observing
I totally agree
that you're losing the propaganda war and that this has gone on for about 2 years now. And look, I pulled the stats: support for Israel's military action in Gaza by party ID. GOP in June of 2024, 76%. Now 71%. So they lost 5%. Dems in October of 2023, 36%. Now it's at 8%. Independents, October 2023, it was 47%. Now it's 25%. You go under 35, you have almost zero support across the United States, your closest ally. I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it. But I am sick of being lectured on, like, you have to see it exactly as we see it and support everything, or you're against us.
So this is so important, Megyn. And again, you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn like doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megyn's the best. Like, what? Like, she's amazing. And I said, why are you texting me about Megyn? And I at that point, and so this is what they don't understand. You and I, Megyn, and Tucker is in the same category, and they've tried to go after Tucker. Yeah. Is that the more you attack our moral character, the more we're going to double down in a direction, because 100%. Screw you, I don't do it that way. Okay. Right. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Cool. Tell me if I got my facts wrong. By the way, on the Epstein thing, Naftali Bennett says he wasn't an Epstein agent. We have to be pursuers of truth. They've denied it. Fine. Let's keep digging. Okay, fine. But the thing that I think is being lost is like, on some part of the population, you can scold them into silence, right? But if I have any deviation of a purity test, any deviation whatsoever, such as hosting a focus group, right, Megyn, with a bunch of our students that went viral, having Dave Smith or Tucker at my event, it is all of a sudden, oh, Charlie is he's no longer with us and all that. I said, wait a second, what do you mean? What does with us mean exactly, right? I'm an American, okay? Like, I represent this country, and I don't even understand that paradigm. But Megyn, I think you would agree with this. I want to make sure we really zero in on this. Personality types like you, myself, and Tucker, the more that you guys privately and publicly call our character into question, which is not isolated, right? Megyn, it would be one thing if it was one text or two text. It is dozens of texts.
Yes.
Then we start to say, hold the boat here. And to be fair, some of my really good Jewish friends are like, that's not all of us, it's all, but these are leaders too, though, right? These are stakeholders, right? And so, look, I'm afraid because, again, I want civilization to win. I want the West to win. I don't want the Islamo-fascist barbarians to storm the gates of Jerusalem. I want the holy sites protected. I believe in the Holy Land. I love that Jesus walked on water there and rose from the dead and preached in the Mount of Beatitudes. Like, I feel the connection to Israel. But at the same time, simultaneously, when the hostile reaction is that now Megyn and Charlie are enemies,
right?
Boy, I'll tell you, like, you're not gonna, I wouldn't say lose, but you will weaken and just basically deflate two of your strongest advocates if that continues.
So that's part of the video, and let me see if I can find the other one where they're kind of talking.
Like, I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it. But I am sick of being lectured on, like, you have to see it exactly as we see it and support everything, or you're against us.
So this is so important, Megyn. And again, I don't want, you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn like doing the bidding of Hamas?
I got to find the one where he's like talking about like he's like, I got text messages calling me an anti-Semite. You know, because he was like, you know, he hosted Dave Smith. And so, like, getting back to, you know, at least the meeting in Hampton. So after this happens with the Turning Point USA stuff, he's summoned to basically an intervention with these cats, right? With Bill Ackman, Seth Dillon, who was the other one? Josh Hammer, you know, the dude that got slayed by the comedian. And yeah, man, they essentially tried to extort the dude. And in that video, I gotta find it, bro, because he's like, you know, I am an American citizen. I do not represent you. And, you know, that's how much pressure Homeboy was under. And imagine that. Imagine a country that specializes in worldwide assassinations feeling fucked up about you. And you've been pro-Israel the entire time. And again, I don't want to take away from the main narrative of Tyler Robinson taking this dude's life. But again, if we look beyond the surface of this, there's a lot of fucking inconsistencies, you know? But it's also odd and convenient timing. Homeboy was just starting his that was like the first stop on his new tour. They knew he was going to go to all of these campuses and essentially be honest, like his moral honesty of Israel. And when we say Israel, just to be clear about everything, we're not talking about the people of Israel, because the people of Israel are fucking fed up too. We're talking about the government, man. We're talking about these deep state governments, and we just want to be clear about that. Because we have the same problem here, but it's almost as if it's controlled by there, you know, because we've seen some things happening in the world too, like the Gaza shit, man. Like this is, we were saying this shit was absurd a year ago. You know what I mean? And then we have reports of like them blocking off food and water, and you know what I mean? Like, you know, what was it? They just bombed a sovereign nation in Qatar, a U.S. ally. They blew up the peace talks that Hamas was there to do peace. Then we saw what? Iran. They attacked Iran. They went and attacked Iran first. And then we went in and dropped the bombs.
Lebanon. Yeah, Charlie was against that too, war with Iran. He got in a big fight with Trump about that. Like we shouldn't be fighting other countries' wars. Like that's a big statement, bro, coming from him. That's a really big statement.
Well, yeah, because again, Trump thought he had a good old boy. You know what I mean? Like this dude he's probably got some political aspirations maybe at some point. And Charlie always said he didn't. But at the same time, like if you're going to play ball, you're going to play ball. Bibi just offered you $150 million and was like, yo, we'll turn Turning Point into this monster. But now look, it's a hostile takeover in a sense.
It's blatant, bro. You once you take that money, you can't say nothing. You got a total line, bro. You're owned at that point. You're owned at that point. You got to be lockstep. Like, and you can't, like, any of these opinions that any of these people have is anti-Semitism. Like, how do you have a conversation if even your facts are considered?
Well, right. You know? And that's the thing is everything is, and I'm going to see if I can get BB's Fox News thing where he like misrepresents, Charlie's letter to him, because he like cherry picked, he's been going crazy like with just pretending to be this dude's best friend. You know what I mean? And like Charlie wrote him a letter to express his concerns over the things that were happening, and this dude basically cherry picked like certain shit. And what was that? It was on what News?
So I checked the numbers too on the Israelis. 70% of Israelis do not trust their government. That's an astounding number.
All right, so I think this is it right here. I'm gonna pull it up right this second.
For all of us who know him, who knew him, remembered for so many things today. And one of them is his staunch support of Israel. He visited in 2018. I remember that was the first time I met him. It was at the U.S. Embassy after it had moved to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. That was one of then President Trump's first term decisions. And Charlie was there also the following year, supporting Israel's war against Hamas and against the anti-Semitism that followed. Watch.
I think this is the video.
When we as Christians go to Israel, we are celebrated and treated like the most amazing you could ever imagine. Okay, Israel changed my life. When I went to Israel, I was reading Bible stories my whole life as a committed Christian. And all of a sudden, I had a life-changing experience.
The nation of Israel actually has a place in God's plan for us on this planet. There's something special about Israel, and I think we have a moral commitment to that land. The Israeli community has been very welcoming of us as Christians and our faith, the homeland.
And It will not go unnoticed. The Israeli Foreign Ministry said this morning Charlie Kirk was a steadfast friend of Israel and a true ally of the Jewish people. He stood proudly for the Judeo-Christian values which bind Israel and America. And Charlie's fearless commitment to truth and freedom cost him his life. Violence may have taken him, but it cannot silence his legacy. May his memory be a blessing. The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, in focus now. Prime Minister, you have your own memories of Charlie Kirk.
This is interesting as
Please share them.
Watch.
Well, Harris, before I do that, I have to say that we're just heartbroken. Myself, my wife, my family, my son, actually, on his 2019 visit to Israel, had lunch with him and his wife, Erica. We're shattered first as human beings because a great human being has been taken from us. Was an extraordinary friend. He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization. He was unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. He valued our bond, the bond between America and Israel. He did so many things to defend free speech. He had his truth. He stood up for it. But he said, you can come and debate me. He invited that debate. He certainly didn't invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him. And, this is a worldwide problem. The people on the extremes, the Islamists, the radical Islamists, and their union with the ultra progressives, they often speak about human rights. They speak about free speech, but they use violence to try to take down their enemies, whether it's President Trump, who's been almost assassinated twice, or they try to kill me here too. But they got Charlie Kirk, and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, the young people in both our countries look to him, and I don't know what is being said with regard to that right now in Israel, but I am curious. I mean, he is a beacon for so many in his young generation. Your last quick thought.
Look, sometimes people can be irreplaceable. Charlie was 31 years old. He was a great hero of our common roots and common culture. My older brother was 30 years old when he died trying to successfully rescuing Israeli hostages that were held by German and Arab terrorists in Entebbe, Uganda. And I often I thought about my brother all my life, and I think of Charlie. I'll be thinking of Charlie all my life. They're gone. And maybe they're once in a generation, but generations then live by their legacy.
Amen to that. Prime Minister Netanyahu, grateful for your time today and your memories and your love for Charlie Kirk. Thank you.
Thank you, Harris. Thank you.
So I don't know if that's the same one, because there's another one where they essentially ask him, let me see here. They basically asked the dude, is he
was an extraordinary friend. He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy.
It's interesting how they're chopping these videos up. You see how they're one-sided, bro? They're literally chopping them up to make that specific sound bite. I'm trying to find because there was somebody had asked Bibi Netanyahu if Israel had anything to do with it, and he had basically went into a bunch of shit I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to talk about because it fucking aggravates you. Did you get a chance to watch the BB Files?
Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
What do you think about that shit?
Just corruption at its core, man. Yeah, just straight mobsters. Realistically, why are they not locked up? I have no idea. Well, I know why.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Is it's just strange when let's see if this is. Let me take this down real quick. I'm just gonna see if this is the video. No. But yeah. So I don't know, man. I feel like it's like, you know how like when somebody fucks up, they like overcompensate. You know, it's like or not fucks up, but you know they did something wrong, so they're like overcompensating. That's what it feels like with BB. Like BB, it almost feels like he was one of the first ones to tweet it out. He was one of like what, and then there was also that flight. Did we ever get a confirmation on that flight leaving Utah?
They said who it was.
Because a couple minutes after he was shot and killed, there was a flight that left a nearby airfield, right? And it was allegedly it had turned off its transponder on its way out. But it was some billionaire, right? Wasn't it like some billionaires?
Yeah, it was definitely a billionaire. Let me disappears off radar.
Oh, this is another interesting thing too. This is what old boy posted. So Trump posted this on his Truth Social. I think it is, right? Is that Truth Social or was this Twitter?
Truth.
So that's Truth. That's Truth Social. So Trump allegedly posted this on his Truth Social. Why is there an Israeli flag in the background, dude? Why do they have Trump? Right? Bro, they're hijacking Homeboy's legacy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves Charlie, even Israel, basically. They knew what was coming. I don't know, man. It's too blatant though. It's like almost like
rubbing it in type shit.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, you got the dudes with the signals and shit. You got they arrested Homeboy, who they originally arrested
for some child stuff, right?
Yeah, he got some pedophilia charges. Like shut up, you're gone too, buddy. And then we only have 4 camera shots, bro. The school has 200 cameras, high definition cameras all over the place. You just see them climbing up the roof. You could see them coming in the hallway. You could see them walking on campus. I mean,
these are all the same questions Candace is asking, because and again, if you guys don't know who Candace Owens is, I'll try to find a cool clip of her real quick. I guess nothing's cool when it's like she's talking about Charlie Kirk, but she had she has such a platform, man, that the White House, Charlie Kirk had brokered a phone call between her and the White House because she was calling Bridget Macron a dude. So that's she's broke France, bro. So, but she's tenacious, man, and she's good at what she does. And she was Charlie Kirk's best friend, which is another funny thing about when people are like, yo, this dude's racist and he hates women. his best friend was Candace Owens. You know what I mean? They were out on the road together, all this other shit. Let me see if I can find it real quick. See if we, because she's going off right now. They done made her mad. Let's see if this is one.
At just within 48 hours before Charlie passed away, his top Jewish donors were pulling funding from him, demanding that Charlie take their name off of the building that they had donated to Turning Point. I guess I can figure out who that is, how many people could have donated the building. And then once Charlie was killed, they said, never mind, put it back on the building. Okay. Charlie himself had alluded to a tremendous loss of money coming in. And we'll speak about that more. More people are going to come out with information. This is all inevitable. Okay. And I'll also point you in this direction. You guys remember Bibi recently was on a PR blitz, despite the fact that he was, fighting this 96,000 front war because Israel didn't do nothing. Okay. He was doing a ton of podcasts in America. He went on to Patrick Bet-David's podcast. He went on to Brendan Tatum's podcast. He went on to the Nelk Boys podcast.
Fucking Nelk Boys.
Anybody find it weird he didn't do
sell out?
Homie very quickly told us that Charlie was penning love letters to him in May. I just love you so much. It's amazing. They were so close. The boys just hits him up like, hey, I know we're fighting this 97,000 front war because we're always the victims, but do you want to just come and maybe stay at my place for the weekend here in Israel? Like, that's the vibe that Bibi was rushing to present to the media. So why didn't you do Charlie Kirk's show? I'll leave that as a question for you guys. Common sense, okay? I don't like small lies. And remember, Bibi started this. I am responding to his shamelessness, shameless misrepresentation of what Charlie was going through and what Charlie was saying. Because, and I want to be clear, to me right now, it feels, and I'm using a corporate term here, a bit like a hostile takeover, okay? Charlie builds the company organically on the basis of Charlie and Charlie's honest ideas. Suddenly, that company's got a lot of money, and Charlie's honest ideas are starting to change or maybe add more color. And now he's getting financial threats. He's being called names. He increasingly, he's being told who and what he's allowed to speak to, and he's taking a stance. He's taking a stand privately up to these people, and then it doesn't matter anymore because Charlie's dead, and those very same people who were pressing him are now doing, like, very quickly trying to set in stone that, Charlie, essentially the energy is Charlie died for Israel. He's just one of us. Nobody ask any more questions. That is literally untrue, and we're not going to allow it. Okay. It's just not true.
So as you can see, they done pissed her off. You know what I mean? And she really is going hard on this. You know what I mean? And as she should, because there are, like she says, a lot of inconsistencies as well in terms of all of the facts. Like, they released all the screenshots of this conversation. So allegedly this dude went through all of this trouble to not leave any evidence, right? Like, in the text messages, he's like clear about it. Like, I think I didn't leave any prints. I didn't do any of this, blah, 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 blah. But he's narrating the whole thing out to his partner. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think if I can get my grandfather's gun back, nobody will ever know. But he's got this Discord chain. And another interesting part about all of that is Discord comes out and says, yo, none of these messages exist.
None of them.
They said that there was a text chain, but nothing alluding to that. Let me see if I can find it, because I know they disputed it. I'm trying to find it right now. So yeah, here it is, 5 days ago. This is the Daily Mail, so take it as it is. Let's see here. All right, I'll zoom in a bit so everybody can see what we got. Oh, we're zoomed in 100%. 100%. So, what the fucking ads, bro? I know how it goes. All right, so it says Discord has denied Charlie Kirk's suspected killer, Tyler Robinson, used its platform to formulate his plan to gun down the conservative figure, contradicting comments made by state and federal officials. The social and gaming platform said in a statement that its servers were in no way involved in Robinson's alleged plot, nor in any correspondence regarding the hiding of evidence after the fact. In the course of our investigation, we identified a Discord account associated with the suspect, but have found no evidence that the suspect planned this incident or promoted violence on Discord.
No.
So now, what's up with your boy, your cousin Cash Patel? Do you think they're doctoring these text messages? Because they were released too with no timestamps. Like none of this, there's no times, no nothing. There's no time of the phone call between his parents, like because his mom basically was like, yo, I think this is you. Is this you? He's not answering. So she gets dad. Dad's like, yo, is that they're showing pictures of the gun. It's like super unique. So now they're like, oh shit, that's my gun. Like, I don't know, bro. And then it gets even crazier. Bill Ackman offers $1 million reward on top of the FBI's $100,000 or $200,000 reward, and gives it to the parents of this kid.
Oh, he did give it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that's kind of confusing to me as well. Is like, yeah, I get it. You turned him in. Sure. I guess. But it sounds like a whole lot of fucking hush money to me. And then not only that, his mom is like, his mom is some sort of Stanford psychology professor. So, and why that's interesting is because
is she really?
Yeah. And it's interesting because
oh my goodness.
Look that shit up. The psychology aspect of it is interesting because it's like, all right, well, this kid just is he's obviously going through some political changes and feelings, you know what I mean? And in the relationship with his partner, whatever. But it's like to go from like conservative to radicalized left, right? Like you went from like MAGA to the fucking far end of the left, like the furthest you can go, and like violence and everything in such a short period of time. Like it almost feels like it was accelerated. Like it was like, yo, MK Ultra shit.
No, he don't really got a social media footprint neither. They scrubbed a lot too. Kind of like,
but that would be horse shit if he had Discord.
Yeah, he's hanging out on the dark, web somewhat. It's not super private, but
it is down there. You're right, Tyler Robinson.
Bro, he's young, man. You're up there. I don't know. It's crazy, man.
No, it's super nuts.
I mean, it's got everybody fighting. It's growing a divide. I mean, I could see how shit like this can radicalize you either way. You know what I mean? You just, I don't know, you want to do something, and then you want to be like, yo, fuck the other side with their ignorance. But I mean, how does it stop?
What's interesting, dude, and I think we chatted about it a little bit the other day, is that the desensitization to violence, like, you know, when we were coming up, and you know, and even us were two different generations, but there was violence. Don't get it twisted. You had your cultural shit like movies, music, entertainment that was, sure, it was violent, but now it's like hyper violent. Now it's like every video game is on some killing shit. You know, and then on top of that, it's just like they push all the gore, all the fucking like, what was it? I took my daughter wanted to see what the fuck is the weird one there? The Terrifier. And it was like it was so gory, it was stupid. Like, to me, it was like,
all right, this shit's ridiculous.
oh, that's cool. He just cut a chick in half. Like, all right, sweet. You know, but what that stuff does is it desensitizes people, and especially young people, to that level of violence. So like when it comes down to it, and you can sit there and say whether you're radical left or you're radical right, you can dehumanize a person. Right? So it makes it that much easier to justify violence. You know what I mean? And especially if you're like that radical to where you're not open to other people's opinions, you get super angry, you get super defensive, you know, and then it's like you're quick to violence because you can't meet the argument with a proper debate. So it just goes straight to violence. With this kid, it's interesting again with the video games. This dude put the shit on the bullets. We didn't even get to that yet. Like, the dude etched carvings into the bullets.
Where?
And then, what's that?
I mean, they haven't shown them. Do they exist? Like, are they gonna etch? Are they gonna?
Tyler Robinson bullet casings. See if they put anything out. Oh, excuse me. But we'll at least get what they said. Because it's interesting with the video games and the desensitization, because Homeboy put a bunch of anti-fascist stuff on the bullet casings, right? And then another one was like, if you are reading this, you are gay. LMAO. That to me is like, you know, you're gonna send that bullet through someone, like, and then even if the text messages are real, it's just like a super duper childish mindset. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna find out. You know, here fascist catch, but that then also the arrows, bro. He put arrows on it, and it was like up, up, down, down. Some, like, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. So on the 4 cartridges, 2 of them appeared to be engraved with memes. So, quote, if you read this, you are gay. LMAO. And, quote, notices bulge. OWO. What's this? Quote, the first is likely an in-group dog whistle to a very small group of friends that he was online with, and the other was a reference to the Fury subculture, a meme about being turned on by the shape of man's crotch. What? All right. But then there were two more, and these two really matter. He didn't have a lot of space to write very much, and he chose to dedicate at least half of it to Antifa propaganda messaging. Hey, fascist, catch was one, has a dual message. First, the surface level reading of it, and second, one of the functions as a dog whistle to those who are part of the gaming subculture. The video game Helldivers 2, which he quoted in the engraving, is a satire of fascism. And then there's Bella Ciao, which was a song, I guess, during World War II for anti-fascist fighters. So, like the video game reference, you can see how like some of these people can get into these so deep into these video games, bro, that they're desensitized to real life.
Yeah. I mean, killing cats every day in the game. Headshot, headshot, headshot. It's
And then you go talk about it with your friends. And allegedly, this dude was a quiet cat, but that's the other odd part about it is he was like, he was super deep into like he was a recluse. He was always on the video game. So was his partner. But Candace was talking about it like that she had talked to family members of the partner, and the partner would often be fucked up on drugs, and like they had to like call an ambulance for the partner because they were like so drunk at a family get together or something like that the shit got weird.
Oh, with his boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? That's why I just say partner. Like that's your partner. But in any event, it's just odd. You know what I mean? And then they're talking about like that dude or the partner, excuse me, being like deep into the dark web as well.
No, that's a fast change, dude. To go from MAGA to becoming gay to shooting to becoming an assassin. That's like rapid pace. Pace.
Two very different ends of the spectrum. You know, so it's hard to understand, but it's not unheard of, especially with today's generation, because yes, don't get it twisted. There is the radical right. You know what I mean? There is the radical neo-Nazi movement that should be stamped right the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there is also the radical left. And it was interesting too with Charlie Kirk's death. Nobody went and rioted. Nobody went and burned buildings down. Nobody went and, you know what I mean? Like there was just a different fucking response from conservatives to Democrats, or, you know, to left wing, far left. So it's just weird, bro, because like I almost feel like the left sometimes lives. They both live in fucked up realities, but I feel like the left gets fucking delusional. Like you start getting into some weird dimensions over there.
Yeah, they get rowdy, bro. They really do. They really do. I mean, it's I don't know, man. These radicalizations, but we got to keep the conversations going. Gotta keep them going. Gotta keep them going, man. Like, whatever, man. Whatever you want to do in your life, just let people live, man, and explore their lives, man. Like, keep your life to your own. Don't force it on nobody.
There's no rule book to this shit. There's like no definitive guide on how to live life. And yeah, people, and this, I guess, is an example of how people could feel so differently so quickly. You know, it's like, it's that, you know, it's a day-to-day thing. You could feel different tomorrow. You know what I mean? What up, George? Thanks for tapping in, bro.
What up, George?
You know, and I don't know. To me, it's just like to be 22 years old, bro. And we talked about this at work the other day, was to sit there and plan that and know you're going to do it for 2 weeks. I think he said what he planned it for. And then actually follow through with doing that. There's way more going on than any sort of transgender shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's some, like, it almost makes me feel like some MK Ultra shit. Like somebody flipped the switch on them. Like
something more. Yeah. That's if he even did it.
Yeah. Right.
If
and I just feel like
if he did it.
Right. And I feel like they're flooding the shit with so much weirdo information. You know what I mean? That it's like, okay, look left, look right, look left. And by the next thing you know, you're fucking spinning. And Governor Cox is up there like, oh, we got all the text messages. We are concluding this. Like, we're closing the book on this chapter.
It's not over. It's not over. Yeah, it's really not over, man. Like, it's just getting started, actually.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, dude, because like there's just like, and think about it like this: I've said it a million times on this podcast, I will not identify as either one of these fucking parties. It's just they're both fucked up, and it sucks because our country used to have varying parties. You had all kinds of parties. Like, it was like that represented different people's views. And then it was like, oh shit, it just gets absorbed by these two conglomerates of parties. And it's like, again, two wolves and a sheep fighting over what's for fucking dinner. You know?
Yeah, I had couple pastors I know. What really aggravated me too was like people totally disregarded, like, this is a 31-year-old man, right? It's young, bro. Like,
super young.
You can evolve, you could change. And he was changing. You know what I mean? He was changing. Like, they stamp him as XYZ, and that's the only thing he's ever gonna be at 31. Like, in my opinion, I feel like they assassinated a future president of this country without a question.
Yeah, no question. Like, that dude would have been, especially smart. Because it not only that, but you know what JD would have did, bro? Like, because what a lot of people don't know either is he was wholly responsible for getting JD as vice president. JD would have made it to like his first or second term, you know what I mean? And he'd have been like, yo, Charlie, come be VP. You know what I mean? Like, I'm picking Charlie Kirk as my vice president, you know? And that's the setup. You know what I mean? And there it goes. But yeah, this was a big one, man. I think, unfortunately, the worst part of all of it, bro, was that it was that public of an execution. Like, there were so many phones on that shit, bro. There were so many, like, live streaming across the world. That shit is sad, man. That shit is sad. You know?
Yeah. It was,
and we'll keep monitoring the situation.
Yeah, because that, I mean, yeah, bro, I mean, it's turmoil. I don't know if they buried him today.
Oh shit! Let me check. Oh, I can't wait to get another monitor, dude. Charlie Kirk, one more funeral. I know they were trying to plan it out because homeboy, of course they had all the delegates coming in, which is another fucking, that's just gonna be another weird thing about it, is they're just like, they're like, again, hijacking the narrative. Oh, I forgot. It's this. So they're doing it at Allegiant Stadium, I think, in Arizona. All right. So how to attend the Charlie Kirk funeral? Kirk's funeral, an American team celebration with red, white, and blue dress code. Cardinals in Glendale, Arizona on Sunday. Doors are set to open at 8 a.m. The program itself won't begin until 11 a.m. Attendance is free, but fans should register online to get a ticket in order to attend. Organizers encourage fans of Kirk to arrive early and carpool if possible. They noted that admission inside the stadium will be on a first-come, first-served basis, but that overflow will be available at the nearby Desert Diamond Arena. So they can fit 73,000 in there. Imagine that. Imagine they pack out this stadium, bro.
Oh, the stadium, huh?
Yep. So let's see here. I'm trying to figure out exactly when it is. Oh, wait, what did it say about Tucker? Yeah, so okay, so Tucker's gonna be speaking at his funeral.
He is.
Yep. Trump cheers great news for America as Jimmy Kimmel repeatedly fucking livid over ABC Live. Yeah, you know what's fucked up, man, is I used to love Kimmel back in the days of the Man Show. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
The Man Show with him and Adam Carolla.
Yeah. That's it.
And
yeah,
I used to love that shit, bro. And then like over the years, homie just became the illest cunt.
He did. And now he's suspended.
Yeah, you can see like you can see how some of their progressions go though. Is like you guys, they get into Hollywood and they get big, and then it's like, oh, now I'm just this fucking jerk off that, you know, is on Epstein's client list. That's another interesting part about all the Charlie Kirk thing is like he was coming around on the Epstein shit too. Like he started talking shit about, like, you know, Epstein was definitely a Mossad agent.
Woo! Mossad. Yeah, and we still have no Epstein list, by the way. Still no Epstein list.
No, but this is what about, that's like the illest distraction, bro. Like that, it was just heating up before Charlie Kirk's murder.
Yeah, well, Republicans voted it down last week, right after his murder.
I know.
Denied. Insane. We're not releasing those files. Denied. You will not get those files, American people. Talk all that. What the hell's the term, bro? Transparency. Talk all that transparency. You're done.
Yep. Fuck that. So we'll keep tabs on the Charlie Kirk situation, and next stream we'll just cover it again real fast, see what's going on with it. But moving on, bro, we haven't we haven't talked about 3i Atlas officially on the podcast. And for anybody that doesn't know, 3i Atlas is probably the mothership on its way to Earth. That shit's gonna parallel park right between the moon and Earth, and shit's gonna get weird. What's it gonna be here? November?
October 29th.
Let's see.
And there's a new one that just popped up. It's gonna be same distance as 3i Atlas, twice the size, pulling up behind the sun, same time as 3i Atlas, just discovered yesterday. Flying through the solar system.
Damn. So I'm trying to get some information on it.
Yo, they both fly behind the sun, same time. Like, yo.
That's funny. What if it's like we're about to see a space war? So people like Avi Loeb obviously feel like this thing is the mothership.
At the least, bro, they need to reclassify it. It's definitely different from a comet.
All right, so you're talking about Swan R2?
Swan R2, yep. That's strange, bro.
And that is 100. Let's see, I'll put it up real quick. This is allegedly it. And it is 100 times bigger than 3i Atlas. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, these are interstellar visitors, right? So allegedly. So these are allegedly comets that have been traveling through the universe, really, and have made it to our galaxy from some other galaxy. And they're allegedly passing through. But this thing, not this one here, but 3i Atlas, has been exhibiting like super weird characteristics for a comet, right? Like it's been giving off weirdo gases. It's been, speeding up, slowing down. It's going to boomerang around the fucking sun. And what's crazy is it's going to even get kind of close to the sun, right?
Close to the sun, close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. And it's like on our plane, like as you would send the craft in to study the inner planets, to study the solar system, you would send it on this trajectory. But, scientists are like, nah, it is. They just won't open their minds to the possibilities. That's all Ali's talking about.
Yeah. Well, again, because instead of risking your reputation and being like Avi Loeb, they can't do anything to Avi Loeb. He's like a Harvard chair, bro. You could take the chair away, but homie's like top of the science field, and he be pushing back too. So they'll like dispute his claims, and then he'll be like, "No, like you guys are fucked up. You're reading it all wrong." But he thinks it's a actual. Like he thinks it's and it's funny because he always goes the hostile route. He's like, "Yo, it's a hostile ship on its way," and this dude's a Harvard professor. Like, dude, does it always got to be hostile?
Oh boy, yeah. Why's it got to be hostile all the time? Yeah, I think he just tries to get people to listen, bro. Like, it could be hostile though. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
nobody's saying it couldn't be. No,
it couldn't be.
Well, it definitely can be.
Yeah, so October 29th, 2 days before Halloween. Oh, solar maximum at the same time right now. So it's gonna be a show, man, these next couple of months. It's gonna be a real show.
Because let's hope it's just a show and not fucking the apocalypse. Because that's like, who knows what they're really going to tell us, bro. And if you see it right now, like it's like it's crazy because all of these countries are kind of getting it in right now. Like it's this like certain urgency to get shit going or get shit done, cause just division. Like it's, and here we are. We got these things on the way.
That would be
They wouldn't.
no, the second one threw me for a loop, though, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Where'd this guy come? The second object coming in now.
Oh yeah, Swan.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop. And 3i Atlas just changed colors too, from red to green.
That's even crazy.
It's not giving off no tails gases that would make it change colors like that. So yeah, it's a puzzle, man. Anunnaki pulling up like, where's my gold, bitch?
Y'all been mining, right?
Yo, oh word, that's right? A nice chain, son.
Yo, run that.
Yo,
yeah.
Where's my bro? That would be so bad, bro. All this time, and then they're like, "Yo, where's our gold, yo?"
Dude, you guys have one job.
One job, bro. One job.
Well, I think it's interesting too that after all this time, there hasn't been like that kind of, I guess, I don't want to say announcement because they would just have to show up, right? Like there's like no denying it at that point. So it's like,
no.
I would, obviously it would matter what it looked like if they're benevolent or malevolent, but it's like, you just show up, bro. Like if you got here once already, what's stopping you from just coming back?
Bro, I never thought about that's who could have left those orbs. I never thought about that shit.
So you mean the orbs that are getting hit with Hellfire missiles and breaking apart? Let me see if I can find that fucking video.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I guess moving along from that 3i Atlas, we'll keep an update on those two as well as they're coming through the solar system. But the House Oversight Committee also had a hearing on UFOs. That footage is available on the House Oversight Committee. But there was a video that was interesting that came out with it. And I think they said it was 2004. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope. October 30th, 2024. This video is shown at, so we're going to run this. So this is a video of
launched a Hellfire missile, and I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. It was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb or this object off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile, and I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling. Mr. Knapp, do you have you heard about events like this occurring, and what information might you have?
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff.
So what you're seeing in that video is, I'll run it back one more time. This video is of they described it as an orb, and they send a drone sends a Hellfire missile at it, and it just shakes it off.
This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile, and I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does.
Look at it. Takes the shot, breaks into a few pieces, and just keeps it moving.
This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
So now what's your opinion, Irv? What are you thinking?
Yo,
what do you think?
We're
Hellfire missile.
Our weapons are toys. I mean, it's really like first proof, because like all of the stories going back in time of jets shooting at these things or people shooting guns at these things, they never seem to penetrate or do damage. So like that's one of the first, military grade videos that we got to see, man. And that just shows how much more advanced whatever this technology is, that some of our best missiles can't do anything to it.
Can't do anything to it. And it just doesn't even respond. It just keeps it moving.
Yeah, so it's not like, wait, somebody hit me.
Yeah, like we were talking about it before, about how like it was just like, wait, was that like something just happened? What was that? Is that like a little gnat or something? Like, because the thing just like it shakes it off. Now the 3 pieces behind it, 4 pieces, however many are there. I don't know if that's the Hellfire missile or pieces of the orb.
It's the Hellfire.
Right? Hellfire. It's like almost, it's almost catching it, like in its shit.
And the gravity, and that gravity field, like, oh, I'll take this back with me. Like, we'll study this. We'll study this, when I get back to the lab. You know what I mean? But they got to know where they're going to, man. They got to see. I highly doubt you stop following that thing. You'll probably run out of gas. The MQ-9, but.
Well, they say some of them, they didn't say anything about this one in particular, but essentially the thing just disappears. It either goes into the ocean or just like they're tracking it right now, but it almost seems as if the orb is letting it track it, because how them things get, they just disappear, gone, zip. See you later.
Or the speed, right? They pull out the speed on them.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
But that was a huge disclosure from the most recent House Oversight Committee, which was a cool watch if anybody wants to go and watch that shit. But I think we'll wrap this one up. We're 2 hours in on this one. Pumped to be back. There's so much more to talk about. We have a few announcements. So we are going to be starting the turkey drive and the toy drive soon. This is our time of year where we start getting busy, and we love to help people out, and that's what it's about, man. Is community. I don't give a fuck what political party you got. You know what I mean? We want to give and help and kind of build relationships out here, man. So we'll probably be starting the I would say probably October 1st, we'll start the turkey drive. And then probably November, we'll start the toy drive. So just keep an eye out for the flyers. And help us out, man. Donate.
Yeah, if you want to support, hit that Cash App.
Yep, fucking A. We'll catch you guys next time. Or if you got anything,
make sure you subscribe. Give us a share or a follow. Peace.
Yeah. And definitely pop into the chat. We want to hear everybody's opinion as well. We're pretty open, so we'll see you guys next time. Peace.